From Belmont County, this is Hix Do the News. Number one story tonight, cow tortured and killed in Belmont County. Police say men deliberately ran over a cow along the road and then dragged it for miles. This all happened in Barnesville. Dennis and Tammy Steed of Mount Olive Road say they have learned that a man drove up and swerved and deliberately hit their cow. But they say his truck ended up stuck on top of the cow. So he called a friend for help. The Steeds say the man's friend came, pulled his truck off of the cow, but then a third man came, hooked his vehicle to the cow, and dragged it, still alive and making noises for about 5 or 6 miles in Baggers and Mount Olive area near Barnesville. They say the cow finally died. The Steeds found cowhide and various body parts, as well as a bloody trail on the road. They found out what happened when the men involved were reportedly overheard bragging and describing the incident in detail. They reportedly even discussed a scheme to charge the cow owner for damage to their truck. The Belmont County Sheriff's Department is still investigating the case and will reportedly be turned over to the prosecutor soon. The Steeds say they hope that animal cruelty will be at the top of the list of charges facing these men. Over to you, Jeremy.
Around this same time last year, we brought you endless coverage about that fucking chupacabra. Now, some dumb cocksucker wants to claim that he found the fucking body of Bigfoot. So let's take a look at it. Here it is. Let's do some DNA tests on it. Well, the litmus test proves that it's a fucking block of wood.
This just in! Man blows up house 5 fucking times. Firefighters at the scene of the house explosion in Jefferson County said they are treating it as a crime scene. Friday, a state fire marshal and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department were at the site of a home which was reduced to a pile of rubble after an explosion Thursday night. The homeowner, Eric Walters, suffered burns on 70% of his fucking body and remains in West Penn Hospital. His girlfriend and children escaped without injury. Officials said Walters' son smelled propane in the home just before 11 p.m. Thursday. Walters instructed his girlfriend to take a cell phone and the children and leave the house soon after the home burst into flames. This is the 5th time a home Walter lived in either exploded or caught on fire. The state fire marshal of the marshal's office, Walter's home on North 3rd Street in Morocco, caught fire in 1996. That blaze was ruled arson. After Walters moved to County Road 56, his home there caught fire in 2001. 2 years later, in 2003, the home exploded. The cause is still undetermined. Walter rebuilt his home in the same area. Then it again caught fire in 2006. That blaze was also ruled arson. But no one has ever been arrested. Jane Fiala, a neighbor, said, "It just blew my mind, to think that this could happen to the same person this many times." As crews shifted through debris strewn across the property where the home once stood, they said they are trying to preserve what little is left of the home to keep it as evidence for the ongoing investigation. Now, a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pooner T. Block. Do you ever suffer from memory problems, indecisiveness, inability to concentrate, trouble thinking clearly, or experience poor judgment? Well, I have a new stress reduction technique that's guaranteed to work for you. So, Mr. Glass, how did the experience help you?
I feel great. Awesome. Call Pooner T, he's the man to see for all your stress relieving needs.
Bigfoot remains as elusive as fucking ever. I'm not surprised. According to Kurt Nelson anyway, who's a scientist at the University of Minnesota with fucking DNA and analyst, some shit he does. Fuck it, over you,
Okay. Parents fight over which gang toddler should join. Mother Crit, Father West Side Baller. Commerce City, Colorado. A couple fighting about which gang their 4-year-old toddler should join causes a public disturbance that resulted in the father's arrest. On Saturday, Joseph Menazina stormed into the Hollywood video store where his girlfriend worked, threatened to kill her. Police sergeant Joe Sandola said after he ran out of the store, police were called to the 19-year-old's house and arrested him at home. His girlfriend told police that they had been arguing about the upbringing of their son and which gang he should belong to. The teen mother, who is black, is a member of the Crips. Marzina is Hispanic and belongs to the West Side Baller Gang. The woman said they have different ideas on how the baby should be raised. Basically, she said they cannot agree on which gang the baby would claim. Sandola said Manzarino was charged with disorderly conduct, harassment, and domestic violence. He was transported to the Adams County Detention Institution facility. On Thursday, he pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and was sentenced to a year of probation. The misdemeanor harassment charges was dropped. Over to you, Jeremy.
Tesco refuses to sell barbecue sauce to a woman with no ID. Claire Burns, 25, was so she could not buy Jack Daniels barbecue sauce, which has an alcohol content of 2%. Staff at the store in Flitwick near Medford also refused to sell the bottle to her brother-in-law, Philip Dover, age 27, who did have a valid ID, because they believed that he would just give it to Miss Burchell. She was visiting her parents in Flitwick at the time, and wanted to buy the sauce because the shops in Liverpool just don't carry that shit. Mr. Dover said, we just did not believe it. It's not as if we were going to go and sit down in the park and just get smashed. Claire lives in Liverpool, and she just can't buy the sauce up there, and she was really disappointed with Flitwick. It just seems crazy. Over sauce. A spokesperson for Tesco said, our staff are incredibly vigilant when it comes to the sale of alcohol. However, in this case, it appears that there has been an error of judgment. They apologize because of anything that may have upset anybody. Last month, Tesco stopped selling alcohol to parents with their children in case they pass it on to youngsters.
Big cat!
The supermarket chain defended the policy, saying it wanted staff to err on the side of caution. Well, the government has imposed tougher penalties on selling alcohol to minors, and stores caught selling it to under 18s 3 times in 3 months face fines of up to $10,000. Later that evening, Miss Burchell attempted to buy barbecue sauce that had 3 milligrams of cocaine. She died. Over to you, Bill.
Big tough police chief beat the shit out of a young woman. New Athens, Ohio. Police Chief Drake Anthony Gus, 28, often booked suspects into jail. But he found himself being booked in on Sunday. Belmont County Chief Deputy Joseph Hummel and his authorities told News 9 they are still trying to figure out why a high-ranking police officer would find himself on the opposite side of the wall. It's unfortunate that this took place. Don't know why, but we'll look into it very seriously, said Hummel. Gust has only been police chief since January and also served as a volunteer on the Powhatan Volunteer Fire Department. Gust is facing charges of aggravated burglary, aggravated menacing, and assault on a 25-year-old female. Deputies said it started when 3 officers responded to Town Hill Road on Sunday in regards to a call. Apparently, the young woman went to get him a bag of chew. The chew was not the right kind of chew, so Gust went berserk. Upon arrival, police found the back door busted and a hole in the wall where Hummel said that he punched into the bedroom. Punched into the bedroom, not through the door, through the wall. Officer said Gust broke into the house and headed straight for the bedroom where the 25-year-old woman was sleeping. Young female was assaulted, and when she gave us the name of the person who assaulted her, it turned out to be the chief of New Athens, Ohio, said Hummel. Shortly after, deputies said they went to Gust's home in Powhatan Point and arrested him, where police say he gave no resistance pussy. Gust was booked at the Belmont County Jail, where he later posted $22,000 bond. That's rich in these parts. The mayor of New Athens, Gerald Scheffel, told News 9 Gust will be terminated at the special meeting later this week where the replacement will be named. Over to you, Jeremy.
Sunshine on my shoulder.
from Belmont County, this is Hix Do the News.
This time the snakes weren't on a plane, they were on a bus.
Coming down from the mountain, I've seen a lot of glory. I will go again someday, but for now I'm coming down.
It's hard to compose music or poetry when you're being whipped or burned or cut all over your nervous system.
Fucking A, dude. Parents fight over which gang toddler should join. Police. Parents fight over which toddler.
You wasn't looking at the camera.
Parents fight over which gang toddler should. Okay. Parents fight over which gang toddler should join. Mother Crip, father West Side Brawler. Got Brawler now. Done. Fuck. Can our receptionist after he ran out of the store, police were called and the 19-year-old was arrested at his home. His girlfriend told police, I was trying, but when you got a chainsaw right here, it's kind of hard.
It's over here.
Just to hear it go. I am, dude. Okay. Which gang their 4-year-old toddler should join causes a public disturbance that resulted in a father's arrest. On Saturday, Joseph Menazina stormed into the Hollywood video store where his girlfriend was. Threatened to kill. Which means that camera picked you up with a chainsaw.
Yeah. It means that. Security scanners that can see through passengers' clothing to review. Security scanners that can see through passengers' clothing reveal such details as their tits, balls, and ass. Security scanners that can see right through your clothes review security. Security scanners that can see through passengers' clothing reveal such details as their nuts, their tits, and their asses. Some colostomy bags, security nuts on film. Big tits. Over to you. Nuts on film. Security scanners that can see through passengers' clothing reveal big tits. Tesco refuses to sell barbecue sauce to a woman without identification. Claire Burchell, 25, was told that she could not buy Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, which has an alcohol content of 2%. Staff at the store in Flitwick near Bedford also refused to sell the bottle to her brother-in-law, Philip Dover, who was 27, who did have an ID, because they believed that he would just give it to Miss Burchell. She was visiting her parents in Flitwick at the time and wanted to buy the sauce because she shopped in a home in Liverpool and they just didn't have it in stock. Mr. Dover said, we just don't believe it. It's hard to see if we blah, 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 down the park drinking it. Claire lives in Liverpool and she said she can't buy the sauce up there either. She's really pissed off. It just seems like a bunch of craziness over barbecue sauce. A spokesperson for Tesco said that our staff are incredibly vigilant when it comes to the sale of alcohol. Now, I mean damn vigilant. Staff at the store in Flitwick near Bedford also refused to sell her bottle, but Tesco refuses to sell young lady a bottle of barbecue sauce because of its alcohol content. Claire Burchell, 25, was told that she could not buy Jack Daniel's. Fuck. Tesco! Tesco refuses to sell barbecue sauce to a woman with no ID. Claire Burchell, 25, was told she could not buy Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, which has an alcohol content of 2%. Staff at the store in Flitwick near Bedford also refused to sell the bottle to her brother-in-law, Philip Dover, age 27, who did have a valid ID, because they believed that he would just give it to Miss Burchell. She was visiting her parents in Flitwick at the time and wanted to buy the sauce because shops in Liverpool just don't carry that shit. Mr. Dover said, we just cannot believe it. It's not as if we were going to go and sit down in the park and just get smashed. Claire lives in Liverpool and she just can't buy the sauce up there. She was really disappointed with Flitwick. It just seems crazy. Over sauce. A spokesperson for Tesco said, our staff are incredibly vigilant when it comes to the sale of alcohol. However, in this case it appears that there has been an error of judgment. They apologize because of anything that they're about to say anybody.
Last month, Tesco stopped selling alcohol to parents with their children in case they passed it on to youngsters. The supermarket chain defended the policy, saying it wanted staff to err on the side of caution. Well, the government has imposed tougher penalties on selling alcohol to minors, and stores stopped selling it to under 18s 3 times in 3 months, face fines of up to $10,000. Later that evening, Miss Burchell attempted to buy barbecue sauce that had 3 milligrams of cocaine. She died. Over to you, Bill.
Alright, we ready for the big boy now?
Get your teeth jammed.
Where's it at?
How's it gonna work? Huh? It'll work.
Oh, say that she bought him 1 pack of chew instead of 2. He always has 2.
Big fat police chief beating the shit out of a young woman.
Pack him back in a little bit.
Well, it doesn't get any more local than this. Get it done. That's all right. Big fat police chief beats the shit out of a young woman.
Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, dude, you gotta do it. It's the best thing yet.
It makes me want to puke, dude.
I want to see it.